There's going to be a million comments that are just people outing themselves on what they already thought of Angel Reese or what they already thought of Caitlin Clark or they already thought of the discourse. Nobody's changing their mind. Nobody's acting responsibly. Nobody's doing, like, it's just an excuse for people to get off takes that they already have, that they don't feel comfortable saying when there's not some kind of spark. And that should tell us everything we need to know, including that those people know nothing about basketball.
The talk of the sporting world this weekend was that Angel Reese got fouled by Caitlin Clark and they called a flagrant and Angel wasn't happy about it. And then after the game, they both said, let's move on. And then nobody did.
Why? I honestly thought about just not talking about it at all, because it's okay to not have a reaction to something that is ultimately a basketball play. And I'm not going to play dumb and not pretend like I don't understand why people talk about it. But the reason is because sometimes media is a self-eating machine of stupidity and we can't help ourselves. And if we all just went, yeah, it was a basketball play. It happened in a game where the bigger thing is, wow, Indiana looked great and Chicago looked like booty. Then we could have basketball discussions as opposed to, do Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese hate each other? No, they don't. But they're both highly competitive individuals. And Caitlin, I thought the foul was it was a good hard foul in 1988 in the NBA. It's called a foul. And anything after that, from like the 90s on, they got this flagrant thing that they invented, and it's a flagrant. And it probably actually didn't even call it a flagrant until like 2008 or something like that, when they started to get a little more sensitive on what is flagrant and really getting into the definition of it. And if you see the reverse angle and there's a little bit of extra push from Caitlin and you want to call it a flagrant, fine. I would have been perfectly fine with it just being a common foul. And Angel's reaction doesn't help. Aaliyah Boston does the right thing and steps in. Caitlin also does the right thing, stepping in and being like, I will pay your fine, Aaliyah. Thank you for being the big who stood up for her guard. And then you move on, because that's how basketball goes. And this happens all the time. And just because it happens with these two doesn't mean that we need 1,000 think pieces or every village idiot going, hey, look at me. And then the rest of us going, hey, village, come get your idiot. He got out again.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell, like, you're not happy about the discourse surrounding Angel and Caitlin.
Well, it's also just like, so it happens, right? And I go on social media and everyone's like, oh, First Take producers are so excited. And I'm like, you could just be like, good hard foul, move on. Like, we don't have to anticipate the outrage, because that just encourages the stupid outrage machine to get going at full speed.
Do you think the refs upgrading the foul also sort of kind of amplified the,
No.
I mean, I guess the reality of the situation.
No, it was a hard foul. It was a definitive, like, hard foul. Angel's not a great free throw shooter. So in that situation, if you're Caitlin, like, that's the right play. And you make the right play. And Angel, I also, like, but here's the thing, Anthony, like, and I'm going to call him out. He probably wants attention, but whatever. He's already getting it. Like, Robert Griffin III saying the world's dumbest stuff about this as a guy who played in the NFL is so embarrassing for him. So thoroughly embarrassing as a human being to not understand what it means to be a competitor when you play professional football. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, are you that desperate for attention? Are you, like, I mean, maybe, which would confirm the worst thing people think about you since you were here playing quarterback, that you're really just in it for the attention. Like, Anthony, if we were playing on opposite teams in 5-on-5 and you fouled me like Caitlin fouled Angel, one, I'd be really ticked off, because it's like, yo, we're playing pickup. Like, what are you doing? But let's pretend like we were in a competitive game. And by the way, I really like Anthony. This isn't, we don't have fun just on the radio as professionals and then we get in the breaks and we actually hate each other. Like, no, Anthony is my friend. Genuinely my friend. And if he fouled me like Caitlin fouled Angel, I would get up and I'd be like, yo, what was that? Like, don't push me. Don't push me in the back. And that's the thing, is like, it can look a certain way on video, but Angel felt that hand in her back. She felt that. And if she gets up and is like, don't push me, like I've done that to people that I'm friends with playing pickup. Like you foul me a certain way and I'm like, yo, don't do that. Like that that's not how we do things. That's not how you play. And the referee stepped in and your teammates step in and then it's a moment in heated competition and then cooler heads prevail and you go, hey man, sorry, we're good. Like, you good? I'm good. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Let's go have ice cream after. Like, it's competition. It's fine. They're allowed to be competitive. Men, women, whatever. Like, stop making it about anything more than it was. And, like, I actually hate that. Like, my real intention, you asked me a follow-up question, and then I couldn't help myself. So I'm now guilty of the
That's
thing.
all good.
I'm now guilty of the thing. But, like, I genuinely just wanted to be like, yep, there was a foul as a basketball play. Everyone's talking about it. Weird bit. And, like, talk about other stuff. Because that is how not much of an issue this is. And there will be, if I were to post this segment on YouTube, which I might not, I don't even know. But like, there's going to be a million comments that are just people outing themselves on what they already thought of Angel Reese or what they already thought of Caitlin Clark or they already thought of the discourse. Nobody's changing their mind. Nobody's acting responsibly. Nobody's doing, like, it's just an excuse for people to get off takes that they already have, that they don't feel comfortable saying when there's not some kind of spark. And that should tell us everything we need to know, including that those people know nothing about basketball.
Yeah. I think you summed it up perfectly, to be honest.
Great. The Fever look really good.
Yes, they
The
did.
Sky look like it's one game. We're not going to overreact to one game. But, buddy, do they need some guards. Oh, my God.
I think they would have preferred. I mean, maybe it's too early, but I think they would have loved that they had kept their third overall pick and been able to get Sonya. But I digress.
Yeah, well, we'll see how Sony does against Caitlin. Her first pro matchup against her in a couple, or I guess a week from Wednesday. Yeah, when they come to Baltimore. So, I mean, dang. Sony's going to have Caitlin, Sabrina back to back. And, like, if you're not on Caitlin, and Slim takes the Caitlin assignment, then you get Kelsey Mitchell. But, like, the addition of Dewana Bonner, like, they are – Indiana's for real. And they're going to be much better, I think, defensively. They held Chicago. Look, Chicago does not have a lot of offense, but they held them to 58. 58.
Yeah.
That is gross. Also, Angel looked a lot better finishing it Unrivaled, and then she did the whole let's boink the ball off the bottom of the basket bit again a lot. So hopefully that was a one-game thing, and she can get some finishing straightened out. I'd say the other thing that I noticed from Indiana watching this game, Aaliyah Boston spent the offseason figuring out how to pick and pop, and her range is now at the three-point range, and she looks a little more mobile. And, last year there was a little bit of clunkiness with the fit with Clark in Boston, and now they look so fluid together, and you're like, oh, they're going to murder people.
Yeah. It's going to be a little scary. They give me, like, Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer vibes on the pick and roll.
Oh, what a shout that is. Nicely.
I think it looked good.
No, that's good. I just two dudes I haven't thought, like, the only times I've thought of Carlos Boozer recently is because his kid could be a wizard next year.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, but Darren Williams, when Darren Williams was good, what a player that dude was.
Top 3-point guard in the league.
Yeah. The other notable game of the weekend, contender-wise, the Liberty absolutely smoked the Aces, and Asia Wilson looked incredible. Like, she was super efficient. I think she looks better. That or I've forgotten how good she was last year, and she was the best player in the league last year. But she had like a quickness and a fluidity to some of her guard stuff where like her handling the ball just looked a little bit tighter. And I was like, oh, cool. She can do that now too. So that's good for the Aces. But if Jewel Lloyd is cooked, they are in trouble. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum looked amazing in LA, dropped 37, highest ever in a WNBA season opener. That actually broke the record that Nafisa Collier, the length looked really good. It set earlier that day, I believe it was. She scored 34. So fun opening weekend in the W. Liberty looked great. Fever looked great. Lynx looked great. Those are probably your top three teams. And then we talked about the sticks off the top of the show.
What's up, kiddos? It's your boy Clinton Yates from ESPN. It's the Hoffman Show on the Team 980. Tell your mama I said what's up.